The World Cup is now expanding to 48 teams.
Boo!
Jason is going to get to his thoughts, his hot takes on this matter. As far as my take early on, it's not surprising. People will try to find new ways to exploit an already very successful thing to make more money, because when you have 48 teams, Jason, it means more countries are going to be involved, and it is expected and proposed that they'll already make $1 billion more from this expansion.
Is that how much they made?
Yeah, they're going to make more. Because you think about it, more teams, more TV rights, more television in those countries.
What do these officials, like, do they have to report their income or no? Like, is FIFA not... FIFA? It's not considered...
Yeah, to the Panama Express, they report it.
Is it considered non-profit?
Yes.
It's considered
and there'll be $4 billion in reserve. This is the whole case why Sepp Blatter's a horrible human being.
I love how interesting, like, business is in general. Like, it's considered not for profit. Like the NFL, it's not for profit. Like most sports, they're not for profit, except like they report an inconceivable amount of money. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just going to give the context to it, and then I want to get to your opinion, because I'm in the same boat. It just doesn't surprise me as much. But you have every right to be triggered, Jason. Don't let me tell you otherwise. So Gianni Infantino initially proposed for 40 teams, and then he got his wish in demand and got 48 teams. So what this will mean is that rather than having groups of 4, it's now going to be more groups of 3 teams, and this is set to take place in 2026. So the 48 teams will be placed into 16 groups of 3, and the top 2 teams from each group will advance to the knockout stages that will be set up around 32, and it'll be win or go home, as we know. What this means in terms of the games played, it doesn't change anything. If you want to go and win the tournament, you still need to win 7 games. It's the same as the way it's always been. So I think that's their excuse by saying it's not going to change much. But what it will do is it's going to decrease the quality of the tournament. That's just a matter of fact. You introduce 48 teams, maybe Scotland might find their way in there. Who knows? It's not been decided yet as to who will get the extra bids. It's expected that Africa and Asia will get more teams coming out of their continent to go in. But it's expected that probably 2 teams extra from each qualification continent.
7 to win? Round of 32,
games.
16, 8, 4, 2, 1?
Yeah.
6.
But they're added, so it's not going to change. You need to win 7 games.
You need to win 7 games.
Yeah, you need to win 7 games to go through, to win the whole thing. So the downsides of this have been stated, courtesy of an article I really liked on Fox Sports. I'll leave a link below. Is that because there's only 3 games in each group, the last game might immediately be meaningless. So teams might play for a draw because they don't need to worry about it, right? But that has happened in the past. It's not going to be new to this. We've seen games where teams don't field out their strongest 11 because they have already made it through. It's going to be more likely when you have groups of 3 rather than groups of 4, where each game is going to be more meaningful. Because if you only have 2 teams going out of 3, it's going to happen that one team is probably going to be left to reap the unfortunate benefits of this by being the whipping boys. But the positives on that side is that more teams can now be included. You're going to have more teams who haven't had the taste of a World Cup will actually start to play in it, Jason, which means they'll have to pay their way in, and there'll be more money for Gianni Infantino to make it rain.
2026. Odds are there'll only be about 20 countries left standing after nuclear holocaust takes out most of us. To which FIFA Sepp Blatter would be like, oh, I must take back my position because of the war, the World War VII that has occurred.
You know, there's going to be 4. There's going to be another 5 wars by the time then.
History books will look back, and they might say, like, certain people were put in office in certain places at certain times, but then the World Cup expanded to 48 teams.
Yeah.
And the first bomb went off.
Yeah, and it's going to be me, because if there's 48 teams going and Scotland's not one of them, I'm starting a war with someone.
That's my point, man. People take football really seriously.
Jesus.
It actually should be a matter of diplomacy. We should just leave it to the football teams. I would say that, and then I realized that the United States would just be wiped off the face of the earth. Okay. I have a problem with this because it's greed, and greed is just... Tell me, in the history of greed, has it ever caused good? Outside of a good movie, Wall Street?
It's caused good for the people who's going to benefit it, but it's not caused good for the greater
Don't care about their
humanity.
pocketbooks.
Yeah,
their silver wallets.
No, I'm with you. I don't like greed, Jason. I don't like greed. But
like
everyone, when there's money to be made, people will consistently make it until there is no more money to be had, which will never happen because there's always money.
Francis, if I said to you, you know, do you think there's anything wrong with popcorn?
I mean, it depends what type. I like
You
kettle
go to the
corn.
movie theater, it's right out of the kennel, if that's what it's called. It's got some butter and some salt, and it's perfect. What would you say?
Well, Jason, I really want to go along with your comparison here, but you don't have kettle corn in the
Not a kettle,
theaters
yeah,
here,
it's not
and
a
I
kettle.
get really upset.
Regardless.
Kettle corn's the best.
You're about to go see like the greatest
Right.
movie ever saw. What's wrong with your pop? Is there anything wrong with your popcorn?
No.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the fucking World Cup format either.
Ah, there you go.
So why do you have to change it so they can make more money? I understand that. They want to make more money. However, letting teams in from countries that might not exist. They stop teaching geography in like middle school sometimes because they're like, no, don't worry about that part of the map because like in 8 years, they're not going to be there.
That's specific to America. They just stopped teaching geography whatsoever. That's why I'm asked what part of England Scotland's in.
What part of England is Scotland in?
I'm asked it several times. People don't realise I did a clip recently on Finland, and I guarantee people think Finland, Iceland, Sweden, and Norway are the same country. They're all those Scandinavian guys. But it's kind of ironic because the country that's going to benefit, I would say, more so immediately from this change is the country that's going to host it in 2026. And it is an overwhelming favourite that the United States will be the host country. So if you have 48 teams, you need more stadiums, you need a better economy, technically. Before we go into that, you need to have better accommodation to handle all this. So yeah, they're framing it in a way that, the US is going to benefit from this. It wouldn't matter which country was going to host it. We've seen it being hosted in Brazil, and they're still licking their wounds from a country that's been torn apart to shreds from trying to host a tournament.
Oh, we never did that clip.
Oh, the Olympics as well. The country is ripped apart still.
We didn't do it, so I'll just plug it right here for 2 seconds. Actually, 2 seconds. The clip was going to be titled, Let's Check In with the Aftermath of the Rio Olympics. And my God, people are stupid. Because so many, what a beautiful ceremony, and it was nothing but the biggest success. Brazil is in fucking shambles. Yeah. Their economy is collapsing amongst them. And everything that's gone on from corruption on one end to the promise that these two events will make more money for your country and your city, not true. So stop believing the hype. Russia will be able to handle the World Cup.
No problem at all.
Regardless what my beliefs are in terms of their social issues, that's up to Russia. That's not up to me to decide. They can handle it, obviously. Qatar can't, actually can't.
We've seen that.
People are literally dying, but no, not a big deal. And the U.S. can, but guess what? So can England, so can France. I'd say for the most part, Europe, so could China, so could Japan. Australia can host it. New Zealand could host it. Fuck it. Madagascar could host it.
Yeah. It's all about who wants it more. Who's willing to pay for it the most?
Yeah, that's it. Who's willing to open the checkbook?
Exactly. So this doesn't change anything. They might put it in a way that, now we're going to have countries that are more stable. No, it's still going to go to who's the highest bidder.
Whoever the highest bidder is and willing to do it for the cheapest labor.
And willing to back pocket for other people. So as much as Gianni Infantino might sell it as a more inclusive competition, and I mean, if Scotland get there, all that shit that I just mentioned, I don't care. As long as we're there. If you give us an extra spot, but we'll still get drawn in a group with Germany, Poland, France, Portugal, and try to make our way through.
Yeah, but somehow in like the 2018 World Cup, they'll have the group draw, and it's gonna be like, oh wow, Bayern plays Arsenal. Still.
That's the way it happens.
Not gonna be Germany versus England.
Scotland's luck is the same as Celtic's luck in the Champions League.
They added 48 teams. They couldn't find enough countries to qualify, so team 47, team 48. Bayern versus Arsenal in Group D.
What I think is the saying it's going to be it's not going to affect much with the qualifying stages. They're just going to add more teams to it. By the way, there's another rule that Gianni Infantino is trying to pass through. Penalty kicks in the group stage.
No, maybe. Penalty kicks are great.
That's playing into such an American theory on sports as you have to have a winner. So there's no such thing as playing no draw.
Don't you like penalty kicks?
I love it, but I don't like it enough. It's already bad enough seeing teams tossed out the tournament unjustly in penalty kicks early on.
Would you rather have penalty kicks or 79 teams in the World Cup?
Penalty kicks.
Because in 2057, when they decide to do the World Cup every 5 years.
The World Cup's going to be a year-long tournament.
It's going to be a year long. It's going to involve everybody in the world.
Yeah. Oh, well.
North Korea is going to make the World Cup now.
Well, there's money to be made. People will try to make it.
Led
so
by
let us know.
Dennis Rodman and Kim Jong-un.